In addition to the biblical stories of creation and the flood, similar stories are found on clay tablets in cultures near and around true believers. The accounts of the creation and flood of these tablets may contain a reaction or a distorted version. In the genealogical record after the flood in Genesis 10, we note that Ham's sons were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Mizraim became the Egyptians. No one knows where Put lived. It is clear who the Canaanites were. Cush lived in the land of Shinar, which most scholars identify as Sumer. After the flood, the first civilization was established here. Shem's descendants, the Semites, also mixed with the Sumerians to some extent. We believe that Sumerian Kish was the first city founded in Mesopotamia after the flood, and that it was named after a man named Cush in the Bible. The first kingdom to be established after the flood was Kish, and the name Kish appears frequently on clay tablets. An early post-flood Sumerian king list, not found in the Bible, states that after the flood, kingship descended from heaven to Kish. Much later, when people migrated from Mesopotamia, the Hebrew name Cush was transferred to present-day Ethiopia. The Sumerians early established a religio-political state that was very binding on all who lived in it, except the rulers, who were themselves the law. This system influenced the ancient Near East for over 3,000 years. Other cultures that followed the Sumerian system were the Akkadian, Babylonian, Assyrian, and Persian cultures, which became the basis of the Greek and Roman systems of government. The Sumerians were founded by Cush and are very important in history and the Bible. First, what does the name Nimrod mean? It comes from the Hebrew verb marad, meaning rebellion. Adding n before m creates the infinitive structure Nimrod. See Couch, 1910. 137-2b, also BDB, 1962, 597. Then it means rebel. So Nimrod may not be the character's name. It is most likely a term of derision for a type of system, an image that represents rebellion against the Creator, the one true God. Soon after the flood, when civilization was restored, a rebellion broke out. This man was very prominent at that time. If we get Christmas from the Roman Catholics and they get it from the pagans, where do the pagans get it from? Where, when, and what is its true origin? This was the main practice of the corrupt system condemned by the prophecies and teachings of the Bible in the name of Babylon. It begins and originates from the ancient Babylon of Nimrod. Yes, it comes from roots that soon originated this side of the flood. Nimrod, the grandson of Ham and son of Noah, was the true founder of the Babylonian system that has shaped the world ever since, a system of organized competition, man-made governments, and empires based on a competitive economic system of profit. Nimrod built the Tower of Babel, primitive Babylon, ancient Nineveh, and many other cities. He founded the world's first kingdom. The name Nimrod is derived from the Hebrew word marad, which means he who rebelled. From many ancient writings, we know quite a bit about the man who started the massive organized secular rebellion against God that continues to rule the world to this day. Nimrod was so wicked that he married his own mother named Semiramis. After Nimrod's untimely death, his supposed mother Semiramis preached the evil doctrine of Nimrod's survival as a god. She claimed that a mature evergreen tree grows from the dead stump overnight, symbolizing the emergence of new life from the dead Nimrod. She claimed that on each anniversary of Nimrod's birthday, he would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts on it. December 25th is Nimrod's birthday. This is the true origin of the Christmas tree. Through her machinations and schemes, Semiramis became the Queen of Heaven of Babylon, while Nimrod became the Holy Son of Heaven under various names. Generation after generation in this idolatry, Nimrod became a false messiah, son of the sun god Baal. In this false Babylonian system, mother and child, the reincarnation of Semiramis and Nimrod, became the primary objects of worship. This mother and child worship spread throughout the world. The name varies by country and language. In Egypt, it was Isis and Osiris. In Asia, Cybele and Diois. In pagan Rome, Fortuna and Jupiter Pool. Madonna's counterparts can be found even in Greece, China, Japan, Tibet, long before the birth of Christ. Thus, in the 4th and 5th centuries, when the pagans of the Roman world converted by the thousands to the newly popular Christianity, They took with them their old pagan customs and beliefs, only in a new coat to cover them. The ideas of the Christian-sounding names Madonna and Mother and Child also became popular, especially at Christmas time. Every Christmas you hear the hymn, Silent Night, Holy Night, sung dozens of times along with the familiar theme, Mother and Child. We were born into this Babylonian world, raised and immersed in these things all our lives, and were taught to revere these things as sacred. We never asked where they came from, whether they came from the Bible or pagan idolatry. Nimrod rebelled against God. He faced the Lord in battle and resisted instead of surrendering. This can be seen in the context of his conquests. The beginning of his kingdom was the Tower of Babel. There's more here than meets the eye. He conquered the Tower of Babel. He conquered Eli, Akkad, and Kadni in the land of Shinar. He brought the city-states under his control and formed them into a nation. God has nowhere given the right to rule over other people by conquering them, and that is what Nimrod did. Sperling's translation renders the phrase, "He began to become a tyrant." He was a tyrant against God. He was a tyrant. He deceives, manipulates, and controls those under his command. Satan and his demons conspired against God through Nimrod to establish a government against God. God does not destroy good things. He does not interfere unless something is evil. It is against God and against God's will. So he interferes and confuses the language because it is directly against the purpose of God, against the schedule that God has set in his own heart. But Nimrod's evil deeds did not stop at the construction of the Tower of Babel. Throughout his reign, Nimrod was known for his cruel and oppressive rule. He ruled with an iron fist, crushing any dissent or opposition with brutal force. Those who defied him were met with swift and merciless punishment, their lives forfeit to Nimrod's insatiable thirst for power. Nimrod's tyranny extended to all aspects of life in his kingdom. He imposed heavy taxes on his subjects, squeezing them for every last penny to fund his lavish lifestyle. He enslaved entire populations, forcing them to toil in his fields and mines, their lives reduced to mere tools for Nimrod's enrichment. Those who dared to resist were met with harsh reprisals, their families torn apart, and their lands confiscated. As time passed, Nimrod's legend grew, with tales of his cruelty and evil deeds spreading far and wide. He became a symbol of tyranny and oppression, a cautionary tale for those who would seek to wield unchecked power. In later traditions, Nimrod was often depicted as a demonic figure, a ruler who had made a pact with the forces of darkness in exchange for his power. Today, Nimrod's legacy lives on in the stories and legends that continue to be told about him. His name is still invoked as a symbol of tyranny and arrogance, a cautionary tale for those who would seek to wield power without restraint. The Tower of Babel, his most infamous creation, still stands as a testament to his hubris and ambition, a reminder of the consequences of unchecked power. But perhaps in the end, Nimrod's true legacy is not in the evil deeds he committed, but in the lessons we can learn from his story. His reign serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, of the devastating consequences of arrogance and cruelty. In that sense, Nimrod's story is a warning to us all, a reminder that the path to evil is a slippery slope, and that the price of unchecked ambition is a heavy one indeed. In conclusion, Nimrod remains a figure whose deeds continue to haunt and fascinate us to this day. His story serves as a cautionary tale, a warning of the dangers of tyranny and arrogance. As we navigate the complexities of our own world, let us remember the lessons of Nimrod's reign, and strive to build a better future for ourselves and those who come after us. And tell us in the comments section what you think about Nimrod's date of birth and the whole the 25th of December thing. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the dark and twisted world of Nimrod's evil deeds. Stay tuned for more chilling tales from history on our channel. Goodbye for now.